Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Playbook. It's your favorite sunburned host, Paul here. Today I have a very special guest. You know, a lot of times when I'm looking for a guest, I have to reach out to people and ask them if they want to be on the podcast. But sometimes you have a brave individual, a volunteer, if you will. And today's volunteer / guest is ShellyAnn. Tommy, how are you, ShellyAnn?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well, thank you for asking.
Awesome.
I appreciate you volunteering, like I said.
Yeah, first thing on Monday morning.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
My weekend was lovely, despite the weather. It was good. It was
Truly.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was out in the cold yesterday, but somehow still got sunburnt, so.
Florida.
It's a curse. Yeah. So, ShellyAnn, I actually don't know much about your background. Sometimes, you know, with my guests, I'll know a little bit about them, but I don't know anything about you really. So, why don't we start? Why don't we start off by just having you tell me a little bit about how you got into real estate and how you got to where you are today?
Okay. So I've been a real estate agent since July of 2020. So I started in the midst of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
But I was living in Austin, Texas at the time. I was actually working part-time as a nurse. That's my background. I come from the healthcare background as a social worker and nurse.
Oh, wow.
But I wanted to be in charge of my own destiny in a sense. And I wanted to make more money. I put in the hard work. Hey, why not make more money? So I decided to become a real estate agent at that time. Not until I would say 2021 did I see my first real estate paycheck.
Yeah.
But hey, it was just a rough beginning. But then in July, I would say the year anniversary of being a real estate agent, I moved to Tampa and got my license and became an agent with 54 Realty.
And here we are.
Here we are in another crazy market, but yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, so you mentioned that things were kind of slow in Texas, right?
It was slow for me.
Yeah, okay.
But it was an interesting market because at that time everyone was moving to Austin. The reason why I wasn't too sure, could have been Tesla, but I wasn't too sure on that. But it was a lot of bidding wars, my apology. And so then we capitalized off that opportunity and sold our house and moved to Tampa. But at that time we were facing a bidding war as a seller. So it was like, as a buyer. So it was like, okay, what am I walking into? But hey, let's do this. Let's do this full time. So now I'm working as a full-time agent here in Tampa.
And so I guess if you don't mind my asking, what brought you to Florida?
Well, I was pregnant. And I was expecting my second daughter, so we wanted to be closer to family.
Gotcha.
I'm originally from Florida, but Fort Lauderdale. But Tampa is where majority of our friends live. So we decided to take on that opportunity, and my husband was working remotely. So he was like, let's get out of here while I'm still working remote.
Yeah. While it's easy.
Yeah, while it's easy to move. And so then, that's where we found ourselves back in Tampa.
Sweet. You kind of mentioned this. Do you see a lot of similarities between like the market in Austin and the market here, or?
Yes. So what wasn't familiar in Tampa at the time I was working in Austin is now familiar with this market. So meaning when I was working as an agent in Austin, there were bidding wars for new construction. At that time, I don't believe it was the same case in Tampa, because not until we actually decided to move is when our real estate agents say, hey, this is new. They're cutting our commission short and they're having you guys put in multiple offers to get into a new construction home. And she's like, this is madness. And in my head, I'm like, this is normal. Yeah. I'm used to this in Austin. What are you talking about? So, those are the similarities I'm seeing. At that time, Austin was number one in the housing market, and now Tampa is, and I'm like, what is this mojo that is following me right now? I was gonna
say, you must be good luck, Shelly.
I know, I must be, but yeah. So those are the similarities I'm seeing. Well, I'm witnessing right now, but it might have calmed down in Austin. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, forget them. We're worried about Florida.
Yeah.
So, ShellyAnn, like just talking about the market, and we talk about it all the time on here, but compared to, I guess, last year would be the year that you were moving into Tampa?
2021, yeah.
Compared to then, are you seeing anything different this year market-wise, or are you employing any new strategies or anything like that this year?
So I would say I am incorporating, of course, more videos, utilizing social media on a more consistent base.
Yeah.
Because I initially was posting a video maybe once every month, but the feedback that I have been receiving has helped me or encouraged me to post more often. The algorithms are working in my favor, so
Nice.
it's building up my follower count. So I would say utilizing social media, realizing that I need to put myself in front of people.
Yeah.
So stepping out and going to different businesses, letting everyone know that I am a real estate agent, because initially I was afraid to let everyone know, because like, okay, you're starting off in this business, you're not an expert.
Right.
But now I'm reading on more books, I'm taking the necessary training, so I'm like, hey, I am an expert. I'm getting individuals into homes. I am a professional
Yeah.
in this career field, so yeah, just putting myself in front of people now.
Sweet. So that's a strategy that I've heard a lot, just getting yourself out there, like doing the legwork, right?
Yeah.
You probably, I mean, you would remember because it was just last week, but when we were having our brokerage blackout, which is just a big company-wide meeting for those of you that don't work here, and Tabitha was talking and just saying how she spent so much time going out, just being in the field and stuff like that. So you think that's a valuable strategy to new agents?
It definitely is. Everyone has to trust that you can sell or get them into, like, help them purchase a home. So you have to go out there with the market knowledge. You can't be afraid to do that, because if you're hiding yourself, how are individuals supposed to know that you are a real estate agent? And you're competing, sorry to say, it's not a competition, but you are competing with a lot of real estate agents.
Oh, yeah.
Even the ones that are part-time. So you just have to differentiate yourself and say, hey, I'm a professional. Hey, I know about the market. Hey, I can bring value to you, and I can help you with your real estate needs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's a great approach, especially for new agents. Just put in the work, you know what I say?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that comes up on here a lot. Just treat it like a job. You'll get paid like a job. You know what I mean?
It's the issue with, I guess, us millennials, and you're probably Gen Z.
Yeah.
Is that we're trying to reinvent the wheel when there's multiple blueprints out there already telling us this is the way to get clients, this is the way to expand your business. If we just follow that blueprint and don't try to, stray away from the true rectitude, maybe just adapt, like, because incorporate more technology, incorporate more systems, incorporate more social media marketing, then we would be very successful in this business.
For sure, without a doubt. Speaking of social media, so you mentioned it already a little bit, but TikTok is it's in your wheelhouse right now, would you say?
Yes, TikToks and Reels are in my wheelhouse, yes.
Yeah, so that's like, as far as the big social media platforms, that's probably, or obviously, the most up and coming one, right? The one that is huge right now, but I think a lot of people are sort of apprehensive over. So did you just kind of say, I'm just going to do it, and just started doing it really? Or was there like a game plan in mind?
No game plan.
Yeah.
No game plan whatsoever. I tried to be organized around making videos and reels, but I just find myself just being inspired by other entrepreneurs who are putting themselves out there. I get a sense of what's trending, because there's ways. Oh my gosh, it's a whole nother ball game trying to be a marketer and figure out how to help yourself with the algorithm on Reels and TikToks so that you can trend and gain followers. But that takes a lot of learning and watching YouTube videos and just following a lot of marketers out there. But back to your point, I did not have any strategy. I just started to see what videos were trending, and inspired by whichever businessman or business woman who posted that video, I just sort of related it to real estate and started recording and applying that information to it, and my followers started to grow. Yeah. And it's fun.
It is fun, right? Yeah.
It is so much fun. And I never had the issue of putting my personality out there. I just have to put my personality out there and add value to other people's life in a real estate sense. So just putting that mixture into my videos, it's been very favorable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I enjoyed your TikToks for sure.
Thank you.
I see you and Alexis and Tabitha, I think, as well, doing a lot of those. Not many other people are.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. I've seen a couple things because I'm in a bunch of like real estate agent Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah.
And they talk about TikTok all the time, as you and I were saying, the next big thing, right?
Yeah.
And some of these people are saying, well, I'm getting leads off of TikTok. Like I have, people, qualified buyers coming in. And I'm like, that sounds like a long-term play. Like I'm sure maybe, you're not seeing this right now, but it could be fruitful in the long term.
Yeah.
But to me, something else I like about it, the video side of things at least versus, typical Instagram, Facebook, is just like putting a face to the name, so to speak.
Yes.
Seeing the real side of like the people that you're working with. The real side of real estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just cool to, like you said, put yourself out there and people can be like, I like her vibe. I might want to work with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Because everyone, I guess, I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone in this business, but everyone, if you can always be professional.
For sure.
But when you kind of relax a little bit and being, I'm a real estate agent and I'm going to get you into a house. You allow people to see other sides of you. You allow people to get to know you, and people tend to like your personality when you relax a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that works good for me when I'm in the field as well, because it's like they are shaking my hands and saying, hey, I'm interested in buying a home. And I'm like, okay, let me get to know you. It's okay. Hey, I'm ShellyAnn. I'm Shelly. Call me Shelly, So just showing your personality in this business and also just getting to know people, it can really help you succeed.
Yeah.
In being a real estate agent. Yeah. So don't be afraid to
be real.
Be real.
Be real.
Be real.
Do you prefer Shelly, by the way?
That's my nickname.
Okay.
It's a nickname, but I mean, everyone calls me Shelly.
Either or, gotcha.
It works.
Okay, sweet.
When I like you.
Yeah,
you
okay.
You can call me Shelly. All right. You can call me Shelly.
Good to know. So we talked about the market, ShellyAnn. We talked about social media. All good stuff, right? Yeah. Let's talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm curious, whether it be in nursing or in real estate, both, in my opinion at least, tough careers, right? Yeah. Grueling, one might say. Yeah. So what would you say is your biggest strength or personality trait that's allowed you to succeed or to persevere, so to speak?
Definitely being empathetic.
Yeah.
Showing that level of empathy has helped me in life. Because it's always good to ask the right questions, whether that was in nursing to help, see what the ailments were. But now relating it to real estate, seeing the timeline of when they want to be in a home, seeing their wants and needs in a home, listening to those things and really deciphering, okay, whether they're heading in the right direction or whether they're looking in the wrong places. So let me help tailor your search, because you're looking for a house that has a lot of acreage and no HOA, no CDD, but you're looking in subdivisions in Riverview. It's like, okay, we need to take a step back and maybe go to Sefner. We probably need to just look outside certain areas in order to get your real wants and needs addressed.
Widen the scope.
Yeah, exactly. Widen the scope. So just showing that level of empathy to listen to individuals' wants and needs. And then also I would say it allows them to trust me more too, because they're seeing that, hey, this is a professional person. This is a real estate agent, but however, it seems like she really cares about getting me into the correct home, getting me into the right home, so I can help live out my life. So,
it's about more than just real estate, as they say at 54 Realty.
It is just seeing the client as a person.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I think with that comes like some challenges though, right?
Ooh, yeah.
It's come up in the past, certainly on here. I think Tabitha and I, as a matter of fact, talked about it, and she said something similar to you, that she's a very empathetic person.
She is. She's such a sweet person.
Yes, she is. And with that, relating to clients and trying to understand their struggles, their personal issues, whatever they're going through, I'm sure it weighs on you to a certain degree at some points, right?
Yeah. I would say that even though that's a strength, it is also a weakness.
Right.
because I realize in this business, time is money.
That it is.
So I'm saying that because at times I find myself in conversations with the client, but then I realize that, hey, we were first talking about why you don't like these countertops, but now we're talking about why you didn't invite Andy, your cousin, to a Thanksgiving dinner. And it's like, whoa, let's reel it back in. How long have we been here? Oh, 30 minutes?
Let's focus.
Let's focus. So I'm realizing that even though I can lend that level of empathy, I need to make sure that I'm still addressing their needs in a timely manner and also setting boundaries.
Yes, boundaries are important. You brought me to something else I wanted to mention, which is work-life balance, which is tough, right? Especially you got kids and everything. So what kind of strategies do you employ? Because I think that's something a lot of agents might struggle with, is separating the work and the life, right?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do just to make sure you have that dedicated time to like be your own person outside of the career?
Well, initially, I didn't have anything in place.
Yeah.
I had to talk to my team lead, Chris. Thank God for
Shout
her.
out to Chris. Woo. Yeah.
Love Chris. So she had to tell me straight up, you need to put everything on your calendar. Anytime, whether it's like a doctor's appointment, someone wants to meet you for lunch, it's a showing, it's just a phone consultation, you need to put it on your schedule so that you know that you're setting boundaries, so that you know that you have something in place before you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy waking up every day, getting 2 kids ready for school, and then starting, talking to clients, and sometimes that goes into the nighttime, depending on if money's on the line or not. So just setting those boundaries, getting the work done, and just,
Organization. Is key.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Found the word for it.
No, I was going to say shout out to you. I can't imagine like all the stuff that you must have to balance. I know agents without kids that are struggling with these things. So
Yeah.
much respect to you for that, Shelly.
Thank you.
Of course. So on the flip side of the coin, right? We talk about your strengths. Mm-hmm. Everybody has obstacles, hurdles, these sorts of things.
Yeah.
I hesitate to use the word weakness because, it has a negative connotation. But if you could pick out one thing that you think maybe you've struggled with or you're trying to work on as an agent, what would you say that might be?
My systems.
Systems. Word.
Because that goes into being organized.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like I said, I just started incorporating a calendar and a planner of some sort, but now it's about getting my systems down and really utilizing it in its best capabilities, because these CRMs out here are really good, and they can really help you expand your business and stay organized. So just incorporating it more into my daily tasks.
For sure. You actually, that made me think of something that I meant to ask you earlier, but something also came up at the blackout. By the way, on a side note, I thought it was so funny how Joe was just like, go ahead and stand up. We're going to have you talk to everybody. Just kind of put you on the spot like that.
Exactly.
He cracks me up. But so he was asking you about this new thing that we're implementing, which I can't remember the exact term for it, office opportunity time or something like that. Working alongside the agent partners who, for those of you that don't know, are basically our ISAs. Like they work heavily alongside you guys. So from what I gather, it was a lot of just like working the system, as you were saying, putting in phone calls and that sort of thing. Do you think that was helpful? Like, did that help you sort of get more of a grasp on the system itself, or?
It definitely did. I didn't even know something as simple as filtering out my clients on Follow Up Boss. So it allowed me to do that. I find myself trying to individually text everyone and call them and just keep scrolling, but there's a feature that allows you just to select all and just like mass sends kind of things. Just mass call them. So it was pretty neat to find out another feature or learn another feature on Follow Up Boss. But yeah, it definitely helped me become a little bit more organized on Follow Up Boss.
Very nice.
Yeah, and appreciate the agent partners too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I sit right by them in the office and I'm just hearing them on the phone all day. I'm like, I would be so exhausted by the end of the day. I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, Shelly, you probably need to put in a couple notes and let the agent partner know that you're following up on this person, because they're working their butts off right now.
Truly.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that sort of thing, were these clients that you had spoken to before, or was this like kind of cold calling? So
it was more warm calling is what
warm.
I would call it.
Yeah.
Because these are individuals who once had an interest in real estate, whether it was to sell their home or purchase a home.
I see.
So it doesn't feel as cold. So that's why I'm saying it's more warm.
I think people can be afraid of that to a certain extent. I know I would be like,
Yeah.
hey, I know we've never spoke before, but I remember you were interested in doing this maybe a couple weeks to a month ago. Are you still interested? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
That can be, at least to me, intimidating, right?
Yeah.
Do you get, what's the general reception from the people that you talk to? Are they like, oh my God, I'm so glad you called? Or, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called? Or is it quite a mix? I mean, how is it received, really?
It's a mix.
Yeah.
No one has outright said, get off my phone. What are you doing calling me? That has happened to me. Oh my word. When I first started off in real estate, I was cold calling individuals in my neighborhood from a database where I was just receiving numbers. And I got cursed out a couple of times. But however, with the office opportunity time, like I said, these were individuals who were once interested in real estate. So it wasn't as bad. They were just like, hey, I'm just not interested. Oh, I've already gotten into a house already.
Sure.
So I've already sold that house. So it wasn't as bad, honestly. And when you practice, I know this is a little, I guess, maybe cheesy, but when you practice scripts, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I practice my scripts. I practice what I am going to say. I sort of practice the conversation. I'm like, okay, Shelly, if this person is going to be nice and welcoming, this is what you should say. If they're going to be a little mean or a little bit abrupt and cut you off, this is what you need to say. So it comes from me being an actress. So
true. You're working your lines. You got your sides.
You gotta do it. I was in theater for 6 years.
Okay, very cool.
So that has helped me prepare for learning scripts and just knowing how to perform.
Oh yeah.
In front of people.
Give listing presentations or buyer presentations, whatever it might be. Interesting.
Yeah. Just learned something about me.
I did, yeah. I don't think we have anybody else that has a theater background, but that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I don't myself, but I've always been interested in it.
It's fun.
Yeah. So, ShellyAnn, great notes all around.
Okay.
More about you. If you could rewind a little bit, perhaps, I rework this question kind of every time I ask it, honestly, but
okay.
If you could talk to yourself, let's say while you were still nursing and you were about to get into real estate, and you could give yourself a piece of advice on what to do differently, what might you do differently?
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You are stronger than you believe. Follow the blueprint, because you know how I was saying that some of us, we want to create our own way of getting into real estate because we think it's what's best.
Right.
Follow the blueprint, because it would definitely get you in front of people quicker. It would allow you to make those mistakes quicker so that you would be more confident in your abilities and your way of working things out. So that's what I would say to myself.
That makes sense. And then if you find that certain aspects of the blueprint don't work for you, you can adjust from there.
Exactly. But at least try it.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed at the results.
Go with the proven methods, folks.
Exactly.
They're proven for a reason.
Exactly.
Now, alternatively, if you hadn't chosen real estate, if you hadn't gotten into that, what might you see yourself doing alternatively?
Oh, I would have followed the money. The only reason why I say that is because, nursing, I just decided to be in control of my own destiny when it came to, going into real estate. But however, just with the pandemic, a lot of nurses started taking their own advice and started traveling and taking on contracts and making much more money than they were.
I've heard some of the numbers,
working for employers. So I think I would still be doing nursing, but I would definitely be traveling.
For sure. Something that I also wanted to ask you earlier, I keep coming back to earlier thoughts, but...
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you. Similar sort of, not exactly obviously, but similar sorts of personality types I think fit the careers of nurse and realtor, right? Like it's a service type of personality,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Have you seen that in yourself, like in your real estate career? I know you mentioned your empathy and everything like that. Do you think like some of the skills you had as a nurse have sort of translated to this career?
Definitely, because providing a service means that you're providing a solution for that individual. And back in nursing, it was, okay, how can I help you get better? How can I help you get out of this hospital or get out of this situation that you're in? And then the same thing relates to being a real estate agent.
Right.
How can I help you get into a home? How can I help you sell your home and get you on to bigger and better things? So definitely just lending that servant heart has followed me throughout my career fields.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool. I can see that in you, ShellyAnn.
Oh, thank you. I'm a very nice person.
She is, yeah. Sign, seal
Not
of
too
approval.
nice.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
We talked about those boundaries, right?
Yes, boundaries.
So ShellyAnn, I said the same thing to Tabitha last week, but we blew through all those questions really quickly. So I'm telling you, yo.
Damn. Okay, cool.
I'm watching the clock here. It's almost a half hour already, so time flies, as
How
they
long
say.
does it typically take?
About that long, yeah, I would say.
Okay, cool.
So look at that.
All right. Awesome.
But I do have one more for you before we
Okay.
go, all right? So this is just how we end every single one.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. You know? So we often try to talk to, new agents out there or agents that might be struggling in the current market conditions and give them a word of advice. Not literally one word, because I had Ann Carlson think that I meant one word when we did this together. But if you could give them a piece of advice, what would you say?
Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. There are maybe a million real estate agents, and even though you are probably looking up to a couple of different agents, don't be afraid to be yourself. Learn their methods, but still show your personality, because there are different people in this world that may like your personality or may choose you due to your personality.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say just be yourself.
That's a really good one and very concise, I would say,
Yeah.
because everybody, not to say these answers are less valuable, but other people will be like, get a mentor or watch these videos or whatever. But that's a really good one. You kind of just drove it home a little bit, ShellyAnn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be yourself.
And back to what we were saying about the video stuff, if people can see your true self, at least again for me, it would make me more inclined to work with you.
Yeah.
Seeing past the veil of the realtor persona, you know what I mean?
Exactly, because TikTok is really, TikTok and Instagram is actually opening my eyes to there is an audience for every different person in this world. What you think may not work, you don't know unless you try. And it's like people are still selling, what is it, taxidermy?
Oh.
Who's purchasing those items still?
I would like to know as well, yeah. I mean, there's the people with the deer heads on their wall, that's one thing.
Exactly.
But you see people getting their dogs taxidermy. Anyway,
exactly. So that has opened my eyes to there's a client for everyone out there. So don't be afraid to be yourself.
That's true.
Do the work. Hey, follow the methods out there, but still show yourself through those methods.
Good stuff, ShellyAnn.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
Warmed my heart a little bit.
Aw, I hope I made your Monday.
Truly. It's pretty easy to make a Monday, though. You know what I mean?
It's easy to ruin one too.
That's true. Well, ShellyAnn, thanks again for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
If you, or if the people out there rather, want to buy or sell with you, or just say, hey, hello, how can they reach you?
Okay, you can reach me at ShellyAnn.Tommy@54realty.com. You can call me at 954-839-5402, or you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ShellyAnn Tommy.
Do it. ShellyAnn, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Everybody out there, thank you for listening. Episode 30 is coming up. That's one for the books. I like even numbers, you know what I mean?
Hey, oh, and I turned 30 this month.
Heyo! It's the number of the month. Happy early birthday, first of all.
Thank you.
No problem.
You. Oh, it's meant to be.
Make sure you subscribe, people. Drop a comment, drop a like, drop a follow, all that good stuff. You hear me say it every week. I'm tired of saying it, but you know what to do.
Yeah.
And have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully this sunburn will be gone. You know what I'm saying? Bye.